I Am Improv, the Saxophone Player. Here is a short story about a saxophone player who enters a jazz club determined to perform every note exactly as rehearsed until an unexpected musical turn teaches him to meet the moment with openness, trust, and a wholehearted yes and. In the heart of the city stood a small jazz club called the Holy Blue Note. Its walls were covered with old photographs. Its tables glowed beneath tiny lamps, and every evening the room filled with musicians who never played a song exactly the same way twice. A saxophone player named Julian had been invited to perform there for the first time. He arrived carrying 3 folders of sheet music. The first was labeled Correct Notes. The second was labeled Possible Mistakes. The third was labeled Emergency Plans. The club owner, Lena, looked at the folders. "Are you performing a concert or preparing for a storm?" "Both," Julian said. "Improvisation is dangerous." "Why?" "You might play something wrong," Lena smiled, "or something new." Julian stepped onto the stage with the house band. Beside him sat a pianist, a drummer, and an upright bass player. The pianist asked, "What key?" "E flat," Julian replied. "What tempo?" 120 beats per minute. "What mood?" Julian opened his folder. "Controlled joy." The drummer laughed. The music began. Julian played every note exactly as written. His technique was flawless, yet the music felt stiff. The pianist offered a playful phrase. Julian ignored it. The drummer changed the rhythm. Julian tightened his grip. The bass player paused unexpectedly. Julian nearly stopped. "This is not how we rehearsed it," he whispered. "We never rehearsed," said the pianist. "That is the problem." During the break, Lena sat beside him. "You are listening to your plan more than the band." "The plan keeps me safe." "Safe from what?" "Looking foolish." Lena pointed toward the stage. Improvisation is not playing without guidance. It is listening closely enough to respond to what is actually being given. Julian looked at his folders. "What if I do not know what comes next?" "Then you are finally available to hear it." The second set began. Julian returned to the stage and placed the folders beneath his chair. The pianist played the opening chord. It was not E flat. Julian froze. The audience waited. Inside his mind, the old interpretation appeared. The pianist made a mistake. The song is ruined. Everyone will see that I am lost. Then Julian remembered Lena's words. Listen to what is actually being given. He heard the chord again. It was warm, unresolved, and strangely beautiful. Julian raised his saxophone and answered with a single note. The pianist responded. Julian played another phrase. The drummer entered softly with brushes. The bass player added a low pulse. No one knew exactly where the music was going, yet each musician listened and offered something the others could use. Julian felt the old urge to control the song. Instead, he whispered inwardly, "Yes, and." The pianist gave him a playful melody. "Yes, and." Julian stretched it into a long, soaring line. The drummer interrupted with a sudden rhythm. "Yes, and." Julian answered with short dancing notes. The bass player dropped into silence. "Yes, and." Julian allowed one breath of stillness before playing again. The silence became part of the music. Then a waiter dropped a tray near the back of the room. Glasses clattered loudly. The audience gasped. Julian almost stopped, but the drummer copied the rhythm of the falling glasses. The pianist joined. Julian laughed through his saxophone and turned the accident into the next phrase. The room erupted in applause. The cosmic comedy of interpretation had transformed disaster into music. During Julian's solo, a note cracked. His face tightened. The ego immediately declared, "Mistake, embarrassment, failure." But another thought followed, or perhaps an invitation. Julian repeated the cracked note deliberately. The pianist echoed it. The drummer accented it. Soon the strange sound became the heart of the song. Julian realized that the note had not decided what it meant. The musicians had given it a purpose. By the end of the set, the entire room was moving together. Some people danced. Others closed their eyes. A woman near the stage began humming a harmony Julian had never heard before. He played her melody back to her. She smiled. When the final note faded, no one moved for several seconds. Then the room filled with cheers. Julian stepped off the stage trembling. "I did not play what I planned." "No," Lena said. "You played what arrived." "Was that the holy instant?" Lena considered the question. "It was a close approximation. You stopped using the past to control the present. You received what was given, offered it back, and let joining create the next moment." Julian looked toward the band. So improvisation is not about making everything up by myself. It is the opposite. It is releasing your private script so you can participate in something shared. What about meeting myself where I am? Did your fear have to disappear before you played? No. Did the cracked note have to become perfect? No. Did the dropped tray have to unhappen? Julian laughed. No. The moment met all of it and used everything. From that night forward, Julian still practiced scales, studied music, and prepared carefully. But he no longer worshiped preparation. Before each performance, he placed his sheet music on the stand, took one breath, and prayed, "Meet me where I am. Use whatever is given." Sometimes the music was graceful. Sometimes it was awkward. Sometimes a wrong note opened a new melody, a delay created a meeting, or silence revealed what sound had concealed. Above the stage, Lena hung a small sign, "Yes and, let the moment continue." Whenever Julian began fearing the next note, he remembered that eternity was not waiting at the end of the song. Its closest reflection was already here, in the listening, the receiving, the giving, and the spontaneous music arising now. May we sing, rest, and dance our way home together.